Welcome back to Things You Didn't Need to Know. I'm still Gannon. We still have Harvey. We still have David. We still have Coach Turley. We still have everyone. Today's a very special episode. Do you want to know why? Because we have brought in the one, the only, Christian Bumgard.
Hello. Thank you. I deserve that round.
He's so handsome.
That's what they tell me.
My knight in shining armor.
That's not what they tell me.
Mr. Baumgarth here teaches middle school. Tell us a little bit about your job description.
Yes, a very vague definition of my job would be I show kids things with numbers, whether they want me to or not. A more accurate description of my job would be that I teach 7th and 8th grade math, as well as high school pre-cal, in which I have the pleasure, with many air quotes, to teach Mr. David Reeves this year. But he is a smart cookie, as they say. So
He is indeed.
we'll be good. Yeah.
And he's not like a bad cookie, like an oatmeal raisin. I mean,
He's like, I'm talking like triple chocolate chunk.
Yeah, chocolate
right
chunk
here.
with extra butter and cream and, a little bit of chocolate milk so you can dunk it in there. And no one actually likes to dip their cookies in milk, but you do it anyways just for
I am now
nostalgia.
seeing why this podcast is called Things You Didn't Know.
So you actually don't enjoy dipping your cookies in milk?
Not really. It just kind of makes it soggy, and when they're all nice and warm, it just makes you feel so cuddly on the inside. Once you take that bite, you swig it back with a slug of milk, and boy howdy, I tell you, it is
Hot take, not a milk fan. I am. Even with the cookies, I've never been.
Really?
How are you going to develop your bones?
What about Oreos and milk?
At my age,
Are you
I think
fragile?
I'm pretty much there with my bone development, and that's the thing you didn't need to know. So.
Okay, wait, I have one thing. Harvey, have you ever dipped golden Oreos in milk?
yes.
Amazing.
So you continue down this path of dunking in a completely unenjoyable manner.
Exactly. I torture myself.
You would prefer
Because
a
that's why
dry
people
cookie.
enjoy cookies and milk. It's for the self-torture.
Yeah. You must self-deny yourself to enjoy something that is
Now-
extremely bad for you.
Now, before we get too much further, I do need to address something from your previous episode.
Oh, yes. And I believe
as
this
I-
is in regards to me getting lost
I have
at the
two
Disneyland.
very
Or-
important notes from last episode.
Listen carefully.
The first being, if you call it child service one more time, I may never speak to you.
So, what would
The
you like?
number of times that two-word phrase was said in the last episode is concerning. I counted. I lost count.
And that's he's a math teacher, Pete.
Number two, which is some more insight for our viewer. When you told your Disney World story, it was then followed up by Patrick's MLK Museum story. What Patrick failed to mention in his story was that I was technically responsible for your whereabouts at Disney World. I was also responsible for Patrick's whereabouts at the MLK Museum. So with both of the stories that we had in the last episode, they were kind of, in a way,
It's always
my
Mr. B's fault.
Yeah. And that's something you did not need to know.
You just need to stop being a chaperone.
No, I think we
Yes.
did need to know that. If you have a child out there,
That was necessary
Well,
information.
You do bring up a good point in that I have not chaperoned a trip since. Now, granted, there have not been any trips since. But I mean,
None that you know about.
Yeah. Not that true. Fair point.
None that
Not
they
I
ask you
know
to
about.
chaperone.
I mean, that's the exact reason why I won't serve as a proctor on a field trip, is my concern for the well-being of the children under my care.
I understand, yes.
Does anybody really understand, though, that Mr. Baumgart, as a teacher, that would not look good on his resume?
No.
To child services.
But I will say,
Public-
in
well, I
your
agree with you.
defense,
In
once I got the whole group back together and realized you were not with either half,
yes.
I knew exactly where you would have gone.
That
as
is
a
very
logical
true.
Child
person.
services.
That's precisely.
What are we supposed to call it if we're not supposed
The
to call it
guest
child
services room or department.
It's pretty much
I have
child
worked
services.
in one of those before.
It's pretty much child services.
Well, this is a good place to move on from guest services, child services.
All the services.
All the service.
Okay, I think
When you say it like that.
Okay, that sounded better in my head, but I think we need David to talk about the presenting
Yes, ever since I've walked in here, I've seen David holding a very large wooden stick.
Yes, he's holding one of those paint mixers that says the presenting stick on
And I
it.
think it is important to note that it's not the presenting stick. It is
Yes.
presenting apostrophe after the end.
Yes.
That's what we call dialects down
Yeah.
here.
So, David, can you just explain everything about the presenting stick?
Do you use this to beat people?
Well-
or is this just simply to beat those who interrupt you during
Well,
the
Harvey,
project?
were it called the beaten stick, it would be used to beat people. But as it is the presenting stick, I use it to present.
Hello, Aqua.
Oh, we have a new.
Oh, we got our new guest star, the one, the only Aqua Fumba.
Now, you may not know him personally, but you may know him from the popular app Tic Tac.
Can you
Tic Tacs are
explain?
good.
Can you explain your
Yarr.
rise to TikTok fame and how it occurred?
And how many followers you have?
Okay, so at the moment I have like 160,000 followers.
Good night! I feel like we need to be bowing down and washing your feet.
I'd rather not.
I think summer of last year I was just bored and like I was like, why not just make videos and post it on here? I just started making videos and then out of nowhere this one video blew up and it got like 3 million views.
He's so modest.
Wow.
Aqua, I have a question. What is are you the main subject of your video? So you're really saying 3.1 million adorations on this video with you at the center.
Yeah, it was just me. I was doing everything in the video.
I have
That's
seen
incredible.
said video.
That is incredible.
Yes.
Has everybody here seen the?
I have not.
I'm not-
I have
I could not
not-
tell you exactly what it was, but I know at one point I have.
Can
I
you
was shown-
describe the action in which you performed?
Yeah, this is a podcast, so we can't visualize.
Yeah.
We need a visual.
Okay, so like
Use descriptive imagery.
I forgot how it went. So it was like
It was a long night.
this song, it was like, if you gave me the chance, I can take it.
Okay.
You know that song? And then there's this like joke or meme going around where like when you turn the lights off downstairs, there's like a monster like running after you, so you have to run up the stairs so you don't get caught.
Oh yeah, I remember this
Yes.
as a child.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What is it that the man Dwight of The Office called it? It was in reference to some old German Santa Claus.
That would be
Krampus?
Belschnickel.
Bellschnickel!
Yes.
Yes, I've met a Bellschnickel once. He was hiding in my attic.
This transition. Oh my gosh.
Turns out he
Aqua,
was.
I actually
Belschnickel.
there's something actually in my attic. At nighttime, you can just hear footsteps in my attic, and
That's
wow.
just Harvey.
We need to go live. We need to do an on location for that.
That is a
You
good
need to
idea.
know Ghost Adventure collaboration.
Aqua, would your
Paranormal.
parents object to us doing a ghost investigation?
Now, I will say that
I
probably
don't
would
think they
not
have to
need.
find out about it.
That
So we
probably
shouldn't
would-
show up.
Yeah,
It would
just
need to take
come
the
at
form
nighttime.
of. It would not need to be a podcast because
Yes.
paranormal investigation. You probably need some visual.
We could post it on our YouTube channel, which our best
Dave.
friend, the Angry Bird 95, you can follow him on the YouTube. He will be
Follow him.
creating us a podcast via YouTube now.
Ah,
Wow. It will be on other streaming platforms.
that
yes.
is what we need: more exposure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Not to the coronavirus.
No,
No.
just so the fan has easier access.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and to clarify, it was not actually an old Germanic creature in my attic. It turned out it was just a family of squirrels, which we
Oh.
discovered.
Very similar to an ancient
Yes,
Germanic family.
which we actually discovered when, unfortunately, one of them passed away and died on our air vent.
and that is something
And
I
started
did not need to
and
know.
it started smelling very bad in the house, and it was coming through the air conditioning, and it was a whole thing. I mean, there was a lot of
Odors.
Okay.
Charlie knows all about
So
those.
I have one thing that I'm going to. This is a callback to the very first episode we did, Harvey. You said that one of your relatives once escaped Germany. We said we were going to come
yeah.
back to
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
We ignored it in episode 2.
Yeah.
I think we're finally going to come back to it
I
now.
remember,
Yes,
I remember said story.
that was completely
Like
fictional.
it was
I made it up for a laugh.
Dang it, Harvey.
Yeah. I know I'm such a disappointment.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Only
Although-
third in the state in the geography.
Only third in the state.
This is why we only
Is that what we got up to? Sorry.
Third, yeah, we
Well,
Yeah, he got to third.
Yeah.
Well, but I nailed the Norwegian question.
We sure
so-
did.
Yes, but now we don't just have Norwegian.
Yes, we have, as of right now, less than 1% of our listeners come from less than 1% in Norway, less than 1% in Iceland, less than 1% in Vietnam, less than 1% in Canada.
Now,
as of this
Canadians.
morning.
my thought is, what do you think the proportion of these that are accidental clicks are? And how many do you think listens to the full-length podcast?
Well,
Don't know, don't care.
I believe it doesn't really report it if it's an accidental click because I've accidentally clicked on it on my cellular device and it did not report it. So I think that they had to, which by the way, we're going to include our email in the description. Please email us in. I know that the World Wide Web is a wonderful invention. Wow, that was some alliteration.
Yes.
References the World Wide Web.
Isn't that alliteration?
Yes.
English teachers?
That's why, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Math
alliteration.
teacher,
please.
I knew that.
I'm a ninth grade student. and I
World Wide
didn't.
Web.
Isn't that what www?
Well, Aqua is very familiar with the World Wide
Yes.
Web.
Yes.
He's
Let's-
considered king of it. A tic-tac king.
A tic-tac.
King of Tic Tac.
Tic-tac.
Which then brings us to halfway to commercials
no.
for Tic-Tacs.
Okay, that.
Ooh,
Bad
a
idea.
Tic Tac.
Okay.
Now, what is your
Wait,
favorite flavor of Tic Tac?
Yes.
Is
I
it
was
you
about to say
prefer the
that.
orange
Like the
or
multicolored ones.
the multi?
Okay, orange is the best.
I'm a
Orange
classic
Tic Tacs are the
Tic-Tac
best
kind of
ones.
guy, just the classic peppermint ones.
Yes.
Spearmints or whatever.
Spearmint, I love spearmint.
Don't you love the way that the
What is
mint
spearmint
ones?
anyway? Does anybody know
It's
spearmint?
I'm going to
No,
Google it
yeah.
right now because we're right here.
It
Anybody?
usually has a leaf next to it. with
It
his
does,
picture.
but I've never seen, is there a spearmint?
I guess. I'm
Well,
working out towards mint myself.
mint is an herb.
Okay, yeah, David. it
Oh, okay.
doesn't-
So the common garden mints that you would grow in a garden is a
is
spearmint.
a spearmint.
Yes. So that is.
Because it's a
is-
mint leaf shaped like a spear.
Yeah.
Now it concerns me, David, that in our topic of Tic Tacs, you bring out Altoids.
I consider them the superior mint.
Thank you.
So now I feel like this is a whole nother can of
Tic-Tac?
worms we're opening
It's
up
a
here.
whole other tic-tac.
Is-
Actually,
what
it's a can
is-
of mints,
What
Mr.
is
Baumgart.
the superior breath freshener?
Yeah.
Mouthwash.
Mouthful.
Well, I mean, fair.
Listerine.
Harvey's a classic
In
man.
terms of mints,
Speaking of Listerine strips, shall anyone want a Listerine breath strip?
I am good. I actually had a mint before arriving down here.
Oh, what type was it?
It was a
Aqua will take a hit.
oh gosh, I don't even know
of a
what
breath
brand
strip,
it
not
was.
eat.
It was not any of the ones we have
Was it a
previously
Minto?
mentioned. No, it was. I think it was just like a generic like grocery store brand, and like a can of it in my desk.
I still miss Liz's.
Oh, Miss Liz is our front desk.
So you're taking candy from an
Who
old,
so often interrupts
not
us.
old.
Yes, totally has.
Mine are Alsberg.
Turley, do you think,
Angers.
as a fellow teacher, do you think there's anything that our students don't need to know,
Ooh.
but you
Oh,
might
about
want to
me?
share with them? Yes.
About the inner machinations of
Let's see.
FPD.
He has two
I have
cars.
a cat. My cat's name is Orange Sherbert.
I love that.
It's unique coloring of orange, and named by my daughter. She's graduating this year. Probably didn't need to know that either. Other things I don't need. Oh, I have a collection of masks at my home. These are giant wooden masks from Africa, Southeast Asia.
I thought you were talking
Caribbean.
about I thought you were talking about like the masks
Oh, no,
that we
you-
have
you
right
would
now
catch
to
corona.
avoid Wuhan flu.
No, you would catch corona or the Wuhan flu or avian flu or any flu
Any of the
in general,
flus.
viruses with these masks because they have giant holes in them. These are giant wooden masks.
Now,
But you won't catch an ancient spirit.
One of them is cursed.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's true. I have the curse. It's written on the back of the mask.
I believe.
It's one of several voodoo dolls.
Oh,
Okay,
I believe that you should bring
Yes.
the mask in the next podcast episode, and we can performing a traditional decursing. Now,
This
We
might
may
actually
need the
benefit
presenting
all
stick.
of the 9th grade who has to come to English. I'm
Yes.
sorry, Turley. It's just it'll help you get over the loss of your chair
yeah.
because we know that's why you have been so mad lately.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's angered me.
Yes, unfortunately, Coach Charlie's chair was
That he was using in the
discombobulated,
Oh, boy.
which was
But
his
it fell
favorite
apart,
chair.
and I've been holding it together.
And then when a substitute
that-
came in, it
the back
immediately
story.
broke. And
Yeah, she fell out of the back of it,
Yeah.
is my understanding.
We don't know where the back went, so now it's a glorified.
she's lucky that she did not break her tailbone.
That's what she gets for not holding the back on when she sat down.
Which she wouldn't have broken her tailbone had she drinking milk, strong bones.
Yes.
Exactly. There we go.
Exactly.
There is a plan in all of this. This is scripted.
It's
just not a very good one.
Completely unscripted.
This is completely unscripted. We're just a bunch of clever, not even clever.
No, clever is the wrong
We're just a
word.
bunch of idiots making a podcast
There you go.
together.
Buffoons, if you will.
Yes.
With somebody very famous.
Yes, with someone.
I'm like an A-list celebrity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, dog.
Exactly.
Are you going to get on that
How are
celebrity
you going
dating
to
app?
top the celebrity guests after this?
I don't
Celebrity
know.
dating.
I think you should get on the celebrity dating app.
Oh gosh.
We can get you a fake identification so you can get a job at Dairy Queen or something.
I think it'd do better. He has 3.1 million views on a single TikTok.
On a monthly-
You are familiar, Harvey, with apps on.
Well, I do have the Anchor app, which is used wonderful. This is not an advertisement. Anchor
We're not-
is the #1 podcasting tool in America
Okay.
that helps small-time
Turn into
children.
an advertisement.
Well, anyway, yeah, I have that.
We're
and
not
then,
You said we weren't taking the
Small
advertisement
time
until we
children.
can get Aqua and his viewers.
So what do you do?
and that in the cameras around Colonial Williamsburg. I have
Not
an app
making
over there.
I feel like on my free time, I want my.
For those of you wondering, David just dropped the presenting stick. That was what that noise was.
Yes, no, he did
It's,
not.
it's all good for those worrying.
Okay, the presenting
Which I don't think
stick
you
is
ever
on.
got around to what it actually was for.
Oh yeah, I was
What
I
is
was
it
so rudely interrupted by Mr. Fumba here.
This A-list celebrity
Yes.
who will
It's
shortly
fine.
be on Tinder.
So I have a Spanish project. It was due today. I did it last night, as my general fashion precedes. So the project was to make a presentation of what we would do if blank. And so I chose what I would do if I was a vagabond, because vagabond is a common motif in our class after a story, if you will. So I brought a stick because I wanted to present with a stick because I like to have stick.
Fair.
And this is not
This
any.
story has left me with more questions.
This
I'll get there.
this is not
We'll
any
get
normal stick. This is a paint mixing stick from the Lowe's.
Oh no, I stole it from a yard sale.
Oh, so it was stolen. So
No, it was in a free bin.
oh, so you didn't steal it. You just
It
took
felt like stealing. I mean, I grabbed it and I
Yeah.
left without paying for it.
well.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna pay with?
So long story short,
Pay with a hug.
long story short, there's now a PowerPoint presentation in my tablet with Edgar Turley face photoshopped onto a raccoon robbing a bank.
Okay, yes.
Because we all think so highly of
Aqua,
Coach Charlie.
Put that on your TikTok.
Aquay, we have one more question. This is perhaps the biggest of all. Would you do us the honor as to possibly give us a shout out on one of your TikToks? Yes, sir. That is my man.
I haven't been like active on it recently, but
If there was a reason to come back, I think this
Yes.
podcast
Yes.
is a reason to come back.
Gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have you today. I'm sorry our time has been cut short a little bit. We hope to have y'all on soon here in the near future. And we just thank you so much. Let's give the men a round of applause.
We deserve that.
I'm
Absolutely.
not sure that we did.
Well, I mean, Mr. Fuma does.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to Things You Did Not Need to Know. Special thanks to our international listeners. If you wish to contact the show, please check the email in the description. Another special shout out to our guests today, Mr. Christian Baumgarth and Aquay Fumba. Please follow Mr. Fumba on TikTok because he could always use a few more followers. And as always, thank you. Not anyone else, just you for listening.
The viewer.
We thank you, sir and ma'am, and have a good one.